What are your thoughts on the legalization of weed in the country?
It's okay. If people want to smoke weed, it's fine.
Yeah.
Are they harming anybody? No. Are they stealing? No. Are they breaking the law by being bad citizens? No.
Hey! Nairobi!
Hello, I'm Rafongutusi if you're new here, and welcome to yet another episode. And today I'll be asking 5 Kenyan celebrities 5 questions. Alright, so if you're new here, please click that subscribe button. We're on the road to 1k subs, so please click that subscribe button. And also don't forget to like. But that's it, let's go. Cool, so are you ready for the first 5?
Yeah.
Alright, so the first question is, what are your thoughts on climate change?
What are my thoughts on climate change?
Yeah.
Africa has the best climate in the world.
Does it?
Yes.
Isn't Kenya affected by climate change?
It is.
Yeah.
But as far as climate change is concerned,
Yeah.
it all begins in Africa. That's what I'm saying.
Uh-huh.
Africa has the best climate in the world.
No! He wasn't ready!
Second question is, what are your thoughts on university education and the relevance?
My thoughts on the education in universities and their relevance is that reformation is inevitable. We need reformation down through generations and into new eras as we transition and grow towards even achieving the vision of the nation. We need reformation, especially in the education sector.
Hiyo ni Kiingereza tupu.
Third question is, what are your thoughts on the legalization of weed in the country?
What are my thoughts of legalization of weed in the country? Is it illegal? First of all, is it illegal?
Yeah, constitutionally.
What? I don't think so, man. Is it illegal? That's my bigger, because weed is everywhere, man.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we try and make it sound like it's illegal, but I don't think it's illegal.
Yeah. All right. Fourth question. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much would you say you think your parents know you?
On a scale of 1 to 10,
Yeah.
how well do my parents know me? I can give it a clean 7.
7.
Yeah, a clean 7.
Uh-huh.
They raised me, man. Like, as much as every family has its dysfunction, we are who we are today.
Yeah.
And a lot has been contributed by our parents. Yes. So you can say they know you. Mzazi ni mzazi bwana.
Yeah.
Makofi.
Nice. The last question is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is sex in a relationship?
On a scale of 1 to 10,
Yeah.
sex, I can give it a 2.
A 2?
Because it's not about sex. The way we've grown up let me just be specific to my target. How many fathers have been there to have a conversation about sex, especially in Africa? You know, it's a conversation that needs to be there, especially from the word go. You know what I mean? So the question was on a scale of 1 to 10.
How important it is?
How important is it in a relationship?
Yeah.
I'll give it a 2 because sex is divine, man. You just don't have it. If you're ordered by the Holy, remember, you can have it for enjoyment, but it's also there for procreation. But it's under a certain platform, and that's the family mountain. And many weddings are done, but very few marriages last.
Yeah. So are you ready for first 5? Okay.
First 5 means fast.
Yeah, first 5.
Oh my goodness.
So
Okay.
the first question is, what are your thoughts on climate change?
We're in trouble
Uh-huh.
because we are not doing enough to stop the climate change.
Yeah.
It's and the earth is going to really punish us for not having done the right things.
Uh-huh.
It is here. and we need to do something about it. We need to wake up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. Second question, what are your thoughts on mental health?
No health without mental health. That's been my hashtag, and I believe in it. Until we deal with mental health, let's not even talk about universal health care. We have to accept we have a crisis, and it's time to deal with it head-on, conclusively, and wholesomely.
Nice.
Yes, man.
Yes.
Third question is, what are your thoughts on the legalization of marijuana in the country?
Woo! You know, it's easy to legalize anything, but are we ready for the consequences? Are we making the right choices? And are we ready for the impact of the consequences? Is my comment right now. Yes.
All right. The other question is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much would you say, or how do you think your parents know you?
Maybe 3. Yes,
Because?
out of 10, because the generation that my parents were is not a generation where we sit and just talk about how I feel or what I'm dreaming of and things like that. That is not the generation that we grew up with.
Yeah.
But now in the new generation, how I relate with my children is very different. Because now we are forced to really open up and talk with our children and get them to open up as well. I don't blame them. It is the generation that was. They don't know me. Yes.
All right. Now the last question is, what are your thoughts on the relevance of university education right now?
All education is good. Nelson Mandela said education is the only way out of poverty, and you have to empower yourself through education. It must not necessarily be university, but I cannot disregard that university education adds something. I am who I am today because of my architecture degree. I'm an architect, and I'll always be for all my life. I can try everything else, but I always have the fallback plan. That is my university degree. But we know now today, with the modern world, it is not a must. It is not the only way to get a livelihood, but I cannot disregard it. It is something.
It is something.
It is something.
Makofi.
All right, thanks. That's the first 5. Are you ready for the first 5?
Yeah.
Okay, so first question is, what are your thoughts on climate change in the country?
Global warming is an important thing. We have to be very cognizant about the environment today, and environmental degradation is affecting our lives right now. So for me, climate change is also even actually part of a mental health conversation. So that's just basically it. The government needs to be more conversant with how they are building their urban planning and what their budget allocation is for a better environment.
Nice.
Yes.
Second question, what are your thoughts on the relevance of university education?
University education is important. The quality is what we have to talk about because, university education has been here for the longest time, but is the quality improving or going down? That's I'll also ask you that.
Nice. That's a good answer though. Third question is, in a scale of 1 to 10, how well would you say you think your parents know you?
That's a 5.
A 5.
Yeah.
Because?
Well, because there's a half of me they know as their son, as their child, and then there's things I grew outside our home that have been probably difficult to communicate when I'm going back home. Also, because we go through so many changes when we go outside our homes, and we become different people. So 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10. Yeah. Okay. Next question is, what are your thoughts on the legalization of weed in the country?
It's okay. If people want to smoke weed, it's fine. Yeah. Are they harming anybody? No. Are they stealing? No. Are they breaking the law by being bad citizens? No. If you can show up at work on Monday and you do your weed on the weekends or in the evenings and you're just okay, live your life, man.
Live your life.
Yeah.
Hey! Nairobi.
All right. Last question is, in a scale of 1 to 10, how important is sex in a relationship?
That is from 0 to 10. I don't know. It really depends on the individuals because relationships are all unique. So in one relationship, sex might not be important. In another relationship, sex could be the most important thing.
Your thoughts on it, you now individually?
For me, it's important. Yeah,
scale of 1 to 10.
1 to 10. I'll give that an 8.
8? Okay.
I don't like that question.
There's a reason it's there.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy sex. I enjoy talking about sex. I talk about it in my poems, in my work, in my daily life. It's not something we need to be shy about because it's part of our physique as human beings. We've been raised so afraid to talk about sex in our homes, in our religions, in our schools, and yet we're actually suffering because of that silence. So for us to free our mind, for us to think of it like this is actually, food is important to you, right? So yeah, you gotta feed your body, man.
Utterly fire.
Yeah.
All right, man. Those are the first 5. All right. So are you ready for the first 5?
I am.
Okay. Okay. So the first question is, what are your thoughts on climate change in the country?
Well, climate change is something that we cannot deny, and I think you and I can make a difference in sort of changing how we live in order to better the climate. And you know, a lot of us think, oh, I'm just one person, but you'd be surprised if you change how you eat, what you consume in regards to even toothpastes and creams in your clothes. You can contribute to a better planet for our future generations.
Nice. Second question is, what are your thoughts on the relevance of university education?
I think university education, or any education for that matter, is key. They say if you think education is expensive, try ignorance. But, you know, we have to evolve with the times. We have to go with what's current. We don't know what future jobs will be, you know, what people will be needed to do. So, but we need to be able to be open enough to sort of prepare our youth for whatever the future may hold.
Nice. Third is, what are your thoughts on the legalization of weed in the country?
Like I said, am I going to get in trouble for answering this question? I think we need to move away from archaic thoughts. Again, you know, it is the wave of the future. Anything that is natural or comes from nature, it's scientifically proven that it's got a healing in it. So it's how we use it.
The intelligence that has, the clearance that has, the access that has.
It's how you're using the medicinal aspect of weed, which is very key. It's been proven to work. We've seen it help, especially with a lot of neurological issues. So I think we need to be open enough to jump on that bandwagon. We cannot say, oh, it's a drug and that's all it is. It's the correct use of it that can actually aid in healing.
Yeah, nice. Okay, so the next question is in relation to that still. Weed or alcohol?
Weed or alcohol? For me? Look, again, I'll go back to the closer it is to nature, the better probably it is. The more chemicals it has, the worse it would be for your body.
Makofi.
I just think whatever you're doing, you need to be very aware of what you're indulging in. You're not addicted to it. It's not a crutch of any sort. Everything in moderation. But just be very aware of what you're getting yourself into. Whatever you're consuming, whether it's chocolate, cheese, alcohol, or weed.
Yeah, nice. Last question is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is sex in a relationship?
Sex in a relationship, I'd say maybe about 12. I think it is very, very, it has to be part of a healthy relationship. Again, it's how you use it in a relationship. You cannot use it sort of to hold the other partner hostage. It shouldn't be used in a degrading manner. It's a healthy part of the relationship, so very important in order for a relationship to continue and to prosper. But definitely how you use it again.
Nice. Thanks. That's the first 5.
Thank you.
So my name is Callie and I am a singer and songwriter.
Alright. Nice. So these are the first 5 questions. So what are your thoughts on climate change?
I think it's real. I actually noticed a difference, especially in Nairobi. Like the weather is just fluctuating so much more and it changes a lot, and I think it's a real thing. It's not even just in Nairobi, it's like everywhere.
Yeah. Nice. Second question is, what are your thoughts on the relevance of university education?
I think it's important, you know, that getting a master's, or not even master's, but a bachelor degree, because I feel like everyone now is getting educated, so there's more competition. So having that degree and that background will really help you. Yeah.
Nice. third question is, what are your thoughts on the legalization of weed in the country?
I have no comments on that.
Hiyo haiwezekani bwana.
No comments.
I mean, because I'm not really a weed smoker, so, you know, whether it's allowed or not, it doesn't really affect me. But
would you like it allowed or not?
I wouldn't mind if it was, or, I don't know.
Okay, fourth is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how well would you say you think your parents know you?
Ooh, I'd probably say like a 6. Well, I spend a lot of time with them, and I'm really honest with them, but I feel like obviously my friends would know me better, you know? Then there's just some things you can't talk to your parents about. So I definitely think it's like around a 6. Like they know a lot of things, but then they also don't know a lot of things.
Nice. Last question is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how important should sex be in a relationship?
How important? I think it depends on like your views, you know? It's so different for
with you
each person. For me, it's like I think about 7 out of 10.
7.
I think it is important, you know, to have like physical chemistry and intimacy, especially if you're gonna be with this person for like the rest of your life. It's important.
Nice. Thanks. Those are the first 5.
Awesome.
Cool. Cheers. High five.
Thank you.